On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, the tavern is full. I kid you not. We got all sorts of yes. Local geeks here. Rude Boy Kyle's here. We even have JS Gunslinger kicking down the door later in the episode. And that's not even everybody, but I'm not going to ruin it. I'm here enjoying it, hosting everything. And you know what? You might go, well, where's Kidder? Because I said I'm here, but I didn't say Kidder. That's right. Kidder isn't here because he's in Las Vegas at the con, as he would put it. And he's coming to us live from the Rio. So we're going to get to hear all about his time there. There's going to be some great shenanigans. It's IPA Appreciation Month. So look at it. This is great. You're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and V. Mark Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, enjoy time with friends.
The Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Oh, come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that is nerdy enough to make Star Trek puns, but data shows that Enterprise will not land us any more viewers. I am your host, the living embodiment of Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the Trek fanatic, coming to us from good old Viva Las Vegas. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
Howard Blues is Las Vegas, Nevada, live, and in living moderate color. Why? Because it's still light out. But I guarantee you that by the time this sun gets actually going, the sun's going down in Vegas. Woo-hoo! No. Also, I would think that Data is going to show a little something if Tasha Yar shows up. That's the Star Trek joke for you right there. Thanks.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of that.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, if you know, you know.
That's a different thing on this show. Yes, will be a lot more Star Trek talk since Kidder is at the con. But Kidder, the tavern is full tonight. We have a whole slew of guests. I'm going to introduce them in order that they appeared on this particular call. So starting with the person who got here first, he's a regular. He's here almost every week. I think he's just padding his numbers in most times as guest. You know, it's hard to say, but it is the Triple B Brewmaster, the local geek. Local geek, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure I get through all these IPAs you gave me by the end of the month, so I don't have to carry them over.
That's a good goal. A very, very good goal. Also joining us on the call all the way from Iowa, that's right, he's back, and he's bringing a little pep to the show. It is one Rude Boy Kyle. Kyle, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent. How are you guys? It's awesome to be here again, and ready to have a couple drinks.
We couldn't have a podcast without the podcast voice, so glad to have him on board for tonight.
Face made for podcasting, I guess.
Watch at youtube.com/beerbluesbs. The video version available online anytime, anywhere, because it's on demand.
And making
Not
his
on data.
Yeah. And making his return to the show, because it's rare that we get this particular guest on, but that's how you know it's going to be a good night. That's right. Joining us after a long absence, it's one Brother Nico making his return. How you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a round of applause.
Yeah, we got a full tavern, but something tells me we could have others knocking down the tavern door before this episode's out. You know, it could happen because that's the way this show rolls. But with this many people on the show, we all know what's on tap is going to take us a while to get through. So let's get to everybody's favorite segment, What's on Tap? And gentlemen, it is August. It is IPA Appreciation Month, but I know Kidder didn't tell you all about that. So with that, I'm going to go in reverse kind of order and allow, this just to mix it up. So, starting with Brother Nico. Brother Nico, what are you having tonight?
Well, I am going NA this evening, my brothers. So I have from the Lagunitas Brewing Company out of here in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Hoppy Refresher Sparkling Hop Water. So it is an NA. I don't know if you'd call it a brew or not. It is technically just sparkling water, but it is brewed, or it is made with hop extracts. So it has a citrusy zing. So we're getting close to IPA territory, light IPA territory, I believe here. So this will probably be plenty for me. It does say in the flavor text here that this can is not a personal flotation device. So we shall put that to the test as well. But let me go ahead and pop it here. All right. The sniff. It does smell like hops. Not gonna lie. A citrusy IPA of sorts. Ooh, but it is extremely refreshing. I detect a hint of sweetness. There's nothing in there regarding that. There's only carbonated water, hop extract, and natural flavors. But again, as far as the hops are concerned, I'm just getting the citrusy notes from there. They're not overwhelming at all. It is an excellent just daily drinker, I would say. So very refreshing for summertime.
Yep, I've had that one before. It is very good for the hot summer months.
All right.
Well, since Rude Boy's up, what's on tap for you?
Well, I made a stop at the store yesterday and kind of forgot to remember, I guess, that it's IPA Appreciation Month. So there's no IPA for me, but I do have from the Confluence Brewing Company the Bulldog Honey Kolsch style beer, celebrating and putting proceeds toward the Drake Bulldogs University in town here in Des Moines.
The Big D.
Yeah, so got the Drake Bulldog there in the blue and white can. So let's see, how would we call it? Crisp, clean, brilliant, golden reward for those who run on blue and white. Locally harvested honey adds just a touch of sweetness that finishes dry with the faintest notes, clementines and melon. Incredibly refreshing, satisfying, is a perfect beer for when the Bulldogs are marching to a championship. So it comes in a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans. No, it's not dry. But yeah, it's you definitely smell the honey before you taste it. But the honey comes maybe after you let it sit for 10, 15 seconds. So it's when you first open it, you're like, oh, I'm expecting a really sweet honey taste. It's there after the initial kolschiness kind of washes itself down. So light and easy, I'd say. Yeah, ideal for the warm weather. So
Nice.
I like it.
All right.
All right. I'm grabbing one out of the box that Howard gave me. I'm having the Sioux from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company.
Delicious.
The single malt,
One of my
single
favorites.
hop pale ale showcases the citra hop for its well-balanced beer that is delicate in body with a mild bitterness in the finish. Ferocious hop aromas of the citrus and mango give a refreshing taste that is bright with just enough bite. Unfiltered beer sediment is normal, and it is 5.8%.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward. I have the same thing because I picked this up because this was an IPA that when I had it on the show, I really enjoyed it. And after having just 2 drinks of it, that's when we did the mystery shot of Malort, and it ruined everything after that. So I'm excited to have a full can of it tasting good. So what do you think of it, Local Geek?
So right off the bat, I got the hops on the smell, but the flavor isn't as hoppy as the smell would make you believe. It's a fairly smooth IPA.
It is. It's enjoyable. I think it's one of my favorite IPAs. So it's a good one as we're starting off, IPA Appreciation Month and starting it off strong with a classic brew. Can't wait to see Kidder's reaction when he gets it. But Kidder, we know that you're not having an IPA because you didn't bring any to the convention, even though I had them to you in plenty of time. What are you drinking?
You're gonna ship that carbonated solid drinks? You're gonna ship that in your suitcase?
I mean,
I shipped Malort in my suitcase.
Well, that's in a bottle, right?
Yes.
Bottles are different. Cans, I wouldn't try that. Anyway, so if you want to overnight some down here for tomorrow, then I'll be glad to return to sender. But one of the
Kidder, I hate to say it, you said his name, and he will appear.
Apparently, I said the damn guy's name, and then he ends up showing up. Look at this. Look at that mustache.
That's right.
Wow. There's some brooding mustache.
For our audio listeners, that's right. This podcast has now gone international because coming to us live from Korea, Big D is back on the show and just in time for What's on Tap. So good time in there, Big D. How you doing?
He's got Kyle's audio problems.
Yeah, wow. It'd help if he unmuted, but it's okay. He hasn't been on the show for a while. It's okay. He's out of practice.
In my defense, first of all, hello, sunshine. In my defense, it's Monday over here, so
the best day of the calendar year.
No. It's Monday, and it is going to be a week. Because this is the week that I relocate out of Korea, trying to get things buttoned up with my car, and that's a whole thing. So, but yeah, here I am. Happy Angry Monday, and
the best of the Mondays. Hello,
Kidder. I'm liking the outfit.
Oh, thank you. Uniform. That's admiral to you.
Anyway, Kidder, what are you having?
All right. This is a new one from the Federation of Beers and working with Neon Desert Brewing, local from Las Vegas, Nevada. Federation of Brewing, we've talked about them before, where they work with breweries who are interested in Star Trek, working to put together not only a theme for a beer, but how they can market it, get the approval from CBS, Paramount, etc., and then the licensing, the wonderful cans, the looks, and all of that. You can find out more about Neon Desert Brewing in Henderson, Nevada, which is, of course, right next door to Las Vegas, Nevada. They are on Facebook, Instagram, and X. The story for this, The Powers of Illusion. It's a Telosian lager, 4.5% alcohol by volume and 16 fluid ounces in this beautiful can, sold at reasonable $10 a can. Ferengi dabbling here, of course. Have you ever had a dream, something you wanted very badly? They, at Neon Brewing, like the Telosians, wish the specimens to be happy. This is a callback to the original pilot for Star Trek, for those who aren't in the nerddom. Want to have perfect, refreshing beer? Well, some have their illusions, like IPA Appreciation Month. It says right here on the can. You now have your reality. Within this vessel is a crisp and delicious lager brewed in the Alpha Quadrant with Adena hops. So, when you first exhibit an emotion of thirst, consume this lager, then you will have one of satisfaction that will make you say, quote, excellent. So,
emotion of thirst.
Mm-hmm. Right off the top, nice light ale. So you get the somewhat of a light beer smell off the top of it. Yeah, it's a good light beverage right here. A Telosian lager. And I do like I do like the lagers. This is very good and easily drinkable. Yeah, that's good. I mean, this is a solid 4.6.
That's a good score. That's a good score. Big D, as you just joined us.
I was going to say, now, kiddo, you just got to go get that the Klingon IPA for Intergalactic IPA Appreciation Month.
They're none available because they have been banned from the Federation.
Oh, like Romulan ale. Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll go quick. My beverage is not exciting. It is 10 in the morning. I have to drive probably in about 30 minutes here to go drop my car off to be detailed. This is the fanciest and classiest latte that a one push button machine in a hotel lobby can provide. And I mean, it is neither trying to kill me, nor does it live up to my typical cheapo coffee description of battery acid. It's coffee. It's Monday.
Good enough for a
care.
Monday?
It is not Irish.
Yeah. Wow. I was going to say we should talk about the convention since, that's where Kidder is and all that, but then he got up and walked away. So,
I'm not quite done that.
Local Geek and Howard Blues. If you guys enjoy the Pseudo Sioux, they also make a King Sioux double IPA. They slightly boosted alcohol by volume. So that one is mighty tasty as well.
I did think about grabbing that one when I was making the official IPA selections for IPA Appreciation Month, but I was trying to vary it up as best I could so that we had some different breweries and all that.
But if you guys ever do make it to that neck of the woods out in Decorah, visiting the Toppling Goliath Brewery itself, they've got an excellent restaurant and get almost anything they make on tap and some good merch. So excellent, beautiful part of Iowa. So
Nice.
only been there once, but haven't done the brewery tour or anything. But I, whenever I'm back, I'm looking forward to it.
And speaking of merch, beerbluesbs.com. Get your merch there, or help support us at streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. You can support us, buy some merch, donate. Name could be here on the bottom of the screen for the live versions, and a shout out during the show.
Wow. Kidder, since you mentioned merch, and I know we'll talk about the convention, I promise. But since we have everybody, and I know there are some people who have to duck out early, I thought it'd be worth sharing. We had a thing where you sent Derek and I in our group chat a T-shirt that you saw in your travels that said something very along the lines of, "We'll sell wife for beer." And I made the joke back of, we should get a shirt that says, "We'll sell wife for podcast sponsorship." And it was then suggested that we put it to our great old AI graphics team to design something and whip something up. And I have those results for us to consume.
Wonderful.
And I figured as a group, we could all have some fun critiquing what AI was able to come up with. So
This good.
yeah, it should be. So starting the sharing of it now with the first thing that popped up when I tried this.
Oh, there's a lot of words going on. Nice. Wow.
One of the best parts about AI is I don't know what it is, but like you can type in and even try and put into quotes the thing you want it to say, and it will just like letter salad. So this one I thought was a good start for it. I mean, we'd have to do a little bit of work to get the point across, but it was a start. This was one of the other ones that threw at me.
Wow.
Spun us ship. When did we move to Russia and lose our eyes?
Yeah, I was a little
Probably
like,
when we were
well,
trying to sell.
yeah,
Podcast, you don't need eyes.
yeah.
You listen.
And, unless you're spelling podcast, apparently, then you need one where it doesn't belong.
Or like the Roidcast.
Yeah. So that was option 2. Option 3, much along the same lines, but
Wow.
a little bit creepier.
Oh, sir, it's a Spinoza ship. Oh, sir, please. Wow.
Yeah. So
Comes with
On
2
behalf
dragons
of
for
any
free.
Korean hacker that is hacking into this broadcast, I apologize on behalf of everything about this picture.
You know,
my favorite thing is that the hand just like melds into the cloth right here. Like it's kind of like 3 fingers with fingernails, although that almost looks like a knuckle with a fingernail, and then it just fades into the clothing.
Oh, they took the first knuckle for the first podcast she got sold to, and then this is the second one.
you stole it.
I like the second set of hands in the background that have scales.
And then the last of this, kind of the first round of stuff I got was this. I like that this one.
$50.
What number is that?
It's kind of Fallout-ish.
$5.
Yeah, it was at least closer to our aesthetic. So this time I adjusted my prompt for the algorithm and I said, hey, make this shirt that says, the Will Sell Wife for podcast sponsorship, but make it as something that could be merch for a podcast called Beer, Blues, and BS. And
Now you did it.
it then gave us these options, which is a little bit more, a little bit closer to what our style.
$9. Clearly, we can't use that one.
Yeah. So there's that one. We also got this one.
Ooh.
What is?
Beer, beer, and bushicks.
I was wondering what's in the dude's left hand because there's something going on there.
It's in the one hand
Looks
he's
like the
got
neck of a guitar without the posts for the tuning.
yeah.
Maybe, but it's obviously very short. And
It's
the other
almost
hand's
like
kind of like
they generated
only
this
3
through
fingers.
like the Sims. Like if the Sims had an AI and they put it in Simlish.
Yeah, Symbolian or whatever they call it. Yeah. What?
Yeah. And then we had this one.
Oh, I dig the art style.
I mean, it's definitely these last few have had kind of an aesthetic that is much more, I think, of the triple B kind of look.
Yeah,
But there's still some work that needs to be done.
I just can't believe AI is so horrible with I want this phrase in here. It's not very smart.
South Asian.
Booths old. Or is that Bodos?
I think it's Bodos.
Bodos.
But Asian.
Yeah. And then I believe the last one that we got out of this, and they actually put it on a shirt for us for this one.
Good. Straight to market. Let's thumbs up. Let's get it out.
Will sell why
Beer.
for a spoon
Blues and blah blah.
.com.
Spoon sausage.
B-Sod Spizbig.
So, Kidder, I still think we'll have to do it one day. We'll have to make the official Triple B merch knockoff line because we have some other things like this that we have done that would also just make great, like, clearly knockoff T-shirts. So
They probably actually sell. Let's be honest.
probably, but I felt that was worth sharing before anybody had to leave because I knew everybody on this call would get a kick out of just how terrible some of those were.
And on that note, I do need to leave. I got to go get the little guy to bed. So good having a quick beer with you guys and seeing everybody. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Here's Local Geek.
Yeah.
And he gone.
Night sunshine.
He gone.
Yeah. So Kidder,
Yeah.
that's possible merch we could sell. I'm sure you've seen some merch where you're at, which is down in Vegas at the Rio for a Star Trek convention.
Yes, lots of merch here. Now, very similar to the merch feed that I gave you a couple years ago. Very similar. Setup is almost identical. Very, very similar. Couple things to touch on, of course. From the past, still got my phaser, still got my tricorder. Getting a bunch of questions and comments about the old uniform today. Always have to go over the top, make sure I'm fully authentic. You know, when you become an admiral, you got to set a good example for everybody. So you got to make sure that you're top of the line. You know.
Aren't you missing an Admiral Pip on your left side there, buddy?
I am not.
I can't see it. It's kind
You
of
should enlarge
shadow.
your screen. I'm going to shadow
Okay,
you
let me
into the brig. You're done.
He's got
You're
on my
done.
TV.
You're going
It's
all
on my TV.
you're going all West.
Lift your head up.
He's going all West Scantlin. He's going to end up in
Reveal the
jail
fleshy
after
part
this
of your
show.
neck.
And
Lift your
I
neck.
call shenanigans. There it is. Now I finally see it. Okay. TV screen's trolling me. Let's bring it back down to my laptop. There we go.
I just like that for once I'm not the fact checker on this show. It's Big D fact checking Kidder's uniform.
Well, how many pips do you got on that there, Kidder? Per pin.
4. So I'm not a fleet admiral. I'd be a vice admiral.
There are
You win
4
this round.
pips.
Is that like the assistant to the fleet admiral?
No, I just don't have to do as much work.
Oh, there you go.
Got to use your brain here. You know what I'm saying? All right, STLV. There it is, the Trek to Vegas. That's what they're going with now instead of the 58-year mission and all of that good stuff. Actually got this here handy big. So nice to carry all your stuff in. And by stuff, I mean carry it up to the room. And then that's where the bag has stayed until I picked it up to show you guys. What else do we got? Oh, yeah, I got my fancy can koozie that I should have been using the whole time. The STLV Trek to Vegas. I didn't want to cover this up. Yeah, I'm just going to do that for the next one. I don't want to cover up this wonderful design. Let's see. The big theme this year, if you will, looks kind of neat.
Star Trek.
That is neat.
Well, officially, because they are not the license holder from CBS Paramount for Star Trek conventions at the moment, and for several years, because Trek wanted to do their own, and they sucked, so they haven't really been doing them. So Creation is still holding this one at this time, but they just call it like the Trek to Vegas. Everybody knows it's Star Trek, but in the official licensing, they can't, have Star Trek and the logoing. So there's that. Nifty little gift bag. In the gift bag. It's like a mini gift bag and a gift bag. It's like a TARDIS. Got a shot glass, STLV shot glass. Little metal glass there.
Kidder. Number 3.
Palate cleanser.
I was going with if you know, you know, but
There are 4 lights. What? That one, if you know, you know. Handy dandy STLV lanyard. The all important pen with a stylus. How about that? There you go. Trek to Vegas, bam. Got that. This one, I think we need to invest in. It is an STLV bottle opener keychain. We can put Triple B on here, Beer Blues BS, and it's a flashlight. So then you you too can have only 4 lights. And then
You click it 5 times.
Four lights. An exclusive fan sets Cerritos pin. The one for sale at their booth was white. The only way that you could get the red one is through the gift set of being here for the weekend. So that's the goodies from the con!
Nice.
Slick.
Officially from the con. As we talked about before, Fansets does a lot of work with their pins and working with other vendors, so then they have something exclusive to sell. And this year, if y'all remember last year, there was a similar set, but this year it's the Enterprise G set, themed off the Rio. There's a silver one and a gold one, and then the patch. That's actually a patch, so that's very neat. Only 100 of these pins available ever, and then they're gone. Same thing with the poker chip, limited edition poker chip. Fansets makes this one since they've been a company and headed to Trek Las Vegas or Star Trek Las Vegas back in the day. So they make a different one each year. This year they made 400 of them and ran out by the second day, which is the most they've ever made, which is really cool. Then they helped another table and vendor make this limited edition slot machine for the conference or fan party, the 7th annual. I dig this pin. Very, very cool. It's got the Rio logo on it, Rio Vegas, and then it shows that it's the 7th and all that good stuff. We good with the pins? We want to see more pins? You're gonna get them anyway.
Well, I think we got to interrupt and cut in because the tavern door has been kicked down again. This time by the official armorer of the Triple B 1JS Gunslinger, who is also participating in IPA Appreciation Month with his beer that he selected.
Good evening, gentlemen. Since I am unable to find my headset and still working on in the field, we might have to deal with some terrible audio. I apologize, but it is what it is.
Just happy to have you here to have a drink with you all these miles apart.
Well, we are starting this off with a good one right off the bat. It's the Big Smile Imperial IPA, 9% hops stuff. It tastes like Christmas tree, but it's actually drinkable.
IPA with a smile.
Doing pretty good on the IPA selections here. They seem to be going over pretty well. So, kudos to me.
Yeah, they'll be going over pretty well when I just decide to throw them out the window.
Aside from being terrible overall, they're going okay.
God, I love that. This is great.
I want that as an official review of this show. Besides being terrible overall, pretty good anyway.
Yeah, it seems about right. I'm out, so I was wondering if you wanted to say the thing.
Well, I can easily say, that we are going to everybody's second favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap Round 2. Drink.
I gotta go get round 2. I'll be right back.
Kidder. Jay has kicked us off with that one, but Kidder, what do you got?
I found this one downstairs in the store. It's a local beer from Big Dogs, Las Vegas. The Big Dogs Brewing Company right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, online at bigdogsbrews.com. And the proceeds benefit Keeping Memory Alive, and you can find out more information about it and their donations and whatever at bigdogsbrews.com. But this one is the craft lager with the dogs. Independent company here. This one, here we go. It's a pint, 5% alcohol by volume. Yeah, Yeah, you drill that thing. Yeah.
One of these times,
Drill.
I'm going to have to use the intro to the show. You know, the podcast where you never know what, task JS will be doing when he signs in.
Yeah. Nice and cold. Definitely
And so
heavier
it
on the
is-
hops. It would be a craft lager if you had to go craft, because everybody knows craft somehow turns to crap and IPA. Official rating on that one, 2.13. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
Kyle, you ran down for a brew.
Anybody else
What do you grab?
Yeah. Well, I picked up
Like quick,
I
this
was
is where I
browsing
gotta
around
this is where I
and-
gotta bow out. I have to run my car up to the detailer. It is about 5 minutes
Oh.
away from where I'm actually staying. I might be able to make it back before y'all sign off. But if not, beat me up, Scotty and Kidder. Drink an IPA. Don't be a monster. Bye.
nice.
okay. I mean, I'd have to say that the monster are the people who actually enjoy that trash, but, it is what it is.
Anyway, Kyle, you were saying.
Yeah, I was browsing the store shelves and I found an early release version, I guess, is the Polliner Oktoberfest beer. So it's getting to be that time of the year, and the original from Munich Oktoberfest, Germany's #1 Oktoberfest beer. 1 pint, 6% alcohol by volume. And there's no date on the bottom of the can, but I'll see how it tastes. Hopefully it's not last year's variety. Here we go. Ooh. Makes me wish it was fall already. Man, that's good. It's not a heavy or a sweet Oktoberfest beer that some people might be used to, like the Sam Adams variety, which still tastes okay, but you just can't drink as much of it. But yeah, brewed in Germany, and has the artistic Paul Steins. But yeah, goes down easy, and man, one of my favorites.
Nice. Brother Nico, are you having a second beverage?
Yeah, from the same company, another hoppy refresher. This one is with blood orange as well in it. So, same deal though. 0 calories, 0 alcohol, 0 carbs, 0 gluten. Contains 0% juice as well. So I guess it's part of that natural flavor thing. So we'll see here. It is extremely subtle, more so than even like a LaCroix or any of that sort of stuff. To be honest, if you didn't tell me it had blood orange in it, I wouldn't know. So I guess I like it just as much as the other one because I like the other one a lot. But
no hops in that guy, I assume.
Yeah, it is. It's still the same with that.
Yeah.
So, but since I've been drinking it with the other one, they're pretty muted now, so it's really just sparkling water is what it tastes like to me. So, which is fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Nice. For my second round one here, I'm going to the Hop Valley Brewing Company for their Citrus Mistress. Speak, Howard. India Pale Ale brewed with grapefruit peel. We have here Munich malt, 6 different hops, and grapefruit peel combined to create this IPA featuring a classic burnt orange color with a bouquet of citrus, peach, and tropical fruits. 80 IBU, 6.5% alcohol by volume. So that's what I'm having.
A cornucopia of flavor.
Yeah. Let's see if it's any good. It's not bad. It almost has a little bit darker of a taste. It's still not overly hoppy. I don't really pick up a lot of the citrus. But yeah, it's a little bit kind of a darker taste for an IPA. But that's not bad. I would probably give that, like a 3.3. But I would give that one. So it'll be a nice one to sit and drink as we continue on the show. Kidder, before we hop back to hear more about the convention, I had this great idea while I was mowing my lawn today for the perfect Star Trek tie-in marketing thing that they should do. That is, they should take whatever, and I don't know the exact correct term or role, but the guy who runs the teleporter. They need to
transporters. I don't know about teleporters, but
teleporter, yada yada yada.
What is this?
Anyway,
Star Wars?
They at some time need to name that character. Whoever is running that, they need to name him Jim. And then you get that marketing from Jim Beam every time a character has to say, Jim, beam us up.
That's clever.
Boo you, sir. Boo.
Give him a boo from Nico. You earned that one.
Wow, yeah.
You earned that.
It's a good dad joke when Bob boos it.
And with that, back to you, Kidder, for more con coverage.
Holy crackers. You'll be happy to know, or perhaps extremely, I don't want to say devastated, but the con updates have returned. Kidder's log available for download. It'll be great. And hey, this year the plane didn't blow up on the way down here, so we're making steps, baby steps. All right, back to the pins. We're talking exclusive. There's another dealer, or vendor, I should say, who asked Fansets to help them make a new collection. And yes, they are playing cards. So they're starting with the Jack and the Queen so far. And as they continue to visit new conventions, they're going to continue making more of these, and their idea is to have basically all of the cards with all the characters, starting with apparently a royal flush for the first grouping. So there's that. Also, this was kind of neat, the Tholians Captain of the Enterprise series. And I'd be remiss if I did not give a shout out to Section 31 Supply, associated with Fansets, but yet on their own and doing their own thing. Section 31 Supply, they're on Facebook. You can see the weekly drops that they have there. And look at this. You can use the promo code Sloan from Section 31 for 10% off your first purchase. Section31supply.com. All right, continuing. Show pin this year from Lower Decks. This one is pretty cool because Lower Decks Season 5 will be their final on Paramount Plus. So they did it. The California class there. New character pin. Kapa Martok. And then a symbol for the House of Martok. Yes. And the Strange New Worlds Admiral insignia. Very nice. And the holidays are coming up. Yeah, that thing.
those days, gentlemen. Ah.
Well, may I suggest that as Christmas is right around the corner, to perhaps get your favorite Star Trek fan, or even Star Wars fan, a classy Star Trek holiday ornament from FanSense. The pin actually has a loop at the top, so you could put it on the tree.
Does it turn into a lightsaber?
I mean, if you swing it hard enough, it'll flash like one and probably slice somebody's throat. You know.
Can I use it as a screwdriver inside of a phone booth?
I can't make that promise.
I think you might be able to use it to pick that lock that you're trying to get at there.
Oh, I got it. When the key works and my picks aren't working, this works every time.
There you go.
Hammer time?
Brute force.
Yep.
Just went on you Harding on it.
He wasn't there.
Somebody's going to take a knee.
So, yeah, we just resorted to brute force.
Last of the Trek pins, new one this year was the Boimler pin. Right there. For the common pin, if you get the seats, you get a collector's pin, coin, a challenge coin. This one having the STLV, the logo on the one side, and then for whatever reason it goes the words "First Contact" on the other, with a ship flying out of Uranus. There you go, the captain's chair. Let's see. We've talked before about Star Trek wines. I'll get to them. But a podcast that we've supported on this show before talked about Aaron Eisenberg. Who? What are you shaking your head?
I mean, listen. Apparently, it's okay for you to promote somebody else's podcast, but when I do it, I always catch flack. So
Says I can't help that I have big guns. Anyway, Aaron Eisenberg was a character on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Nog. We've talked about that. He passed away several years ago, had a fundraiser. He and Sirach Lofton, who used to play Jake Sisko, also on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Well, Aaron was still alive. They decided to start a podcast to go through Deep Space Nine and watch the entire series and talk about it, because both of them hadn't seen most of the episodes. So they were basically watching it as first timers. Very cool. Aaron's widow, Melissa, is here every year and has her own booth, sells t-shirts and whatnot, have recently moved, and happened to come across some Seventh Rule podcast. That's what the Seventh Rule is. That was their podcast name. It's still going. Postcards, and here's the design that were signed by Aaron, Sirach, and Ryan, the other host of the show. And so, having found these and never having the opportunity to get Aaron's autograph as we continue in the future, I had to pick up one of these and support the podcast and, of course, what they're doing. So, very cool. Seventh Rule. Find them online.
Why does it look like it's a spitting image of you on the cover of that? Or is it just the bald and the beard?
I mean, Aaron did have some very good genetics. Very good. Yes.
You guys want to see what a tire's not supposed to look like?
Is it in bed?
So this is the good tire. That is the not good tire. See the difference in the tread there?
That one's got a
What
pooch.
did you do to it?
One of the belts let go as the father-in-law was bringing the work truck back to the house. A belt and a tire blew, and kind of made it a little lopsided.
I was gonna say, somebody tried to inflate it to 100.
Well, these you can. These are 14 ply heavy duty tires for a 3500. But yeah, it was one of the belts must have broke on them because they're not supposed to look like that.
A solid crush. A very solid crush on that.
I saw the splash.
Might be good. Are we doing round 3 already?
Well, I mean, technically it's your round 2, so.
All right. I don't mind that one. So, that is the Dive Grapefruit IPA. What does it tell us about it? It is 5 boxes of citrus, 2 boxes of piney, 3 boxes of bitter, and 4 boxes of crisp. Whatever that means. Deschutes Brewery from Bend, Oregon. Of course it's from Oregon. Family and employee owned since 1988. 6% alcohol by volume. Sorry, Christmas trees. Dive into this right and hoppy IPA with a splash of refreshing grapefruit. This is not bad for an IPA. It doesn't even have that like overwhelming Christmas tree flavor. It's a citrus. You can definitely taste the IPA. Can't see my face. You can definitely taste the IPA. Welcome to the Talking Beer Gut, everybody. I don't know, probably a 3. Last one, there's a lot of Christmas tree going on in that one. Probably like a 2.5 for the Hop Valley Smile. I'm gonna give the citrus a 3.
Nice.
Very nice.
Glad you're somewhat enjoying these for what they are.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the rest of this mystery box. I didn't look. I just opened it and took the first thing that fell out. So.
Well, JS, I'll tell you this, okay? Because not only are there IPAs in there, there is one beer in there for an episode to come up with Kidder, myself, Local Geek, and you. It is a sequel to something we've had on the show before. It's not an IPA, but you're going to love it. I have a feeling when you find it, you're going to be like, oh, hell yeah. And it's a great reward for getting through IPA Appreciation Month.
Is it in the Atomic Torpedo Imperial box? Because I might pound this whole box during the show.
Well, I mean, we only got 30 minutes left of the show, so that would be kind of... but I forget which box it went in on there, but you'll find it. You'll find it.
Get out of that one.
Yeah, I literally sorted the beers and then threw them in boxes. So it
all right.
Yeah. I can't tell you what was in what. So anyway, Kidder, any other things you want to share about the con before we call it, or
We're talking about upgrades and doing things and the thing, and as brother Nico and I did an upgrade process a few years ago, they neglected to not only put the information in the back of the brochure this year, but also did not tell people to get the form to fill out before noon on Sunday if you want to upgrade or keep your seats. Not too thrilled about them for that, but
it's like they don't like money, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, wait, we have all of these empty seats and we can sell them to you today. Nah, you didn't get it in by noon, so you're going to have to wait until tomorrow or next year if you decide to come back. Star Trek Wines and Spirits. So they're technically 2 different companies, Star Trek Wines and Star Trek Spirits. They're here again. I'm a member of the Captain's Table. We did a reveal of the whiskey bottle that I received what, 6 months ago, maybe? Something like that, Howard? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. JS is like, what?
Sorry, I should have been in NASCAR.
Yeah. He's gonna set a speed record for the Triple B, and then we're gonna have to pay you. We don't have money for that. Stop it. Cut it out. So they put a teaser on Facebook. If you said the code word at the table, you get a free gift. The code word was Kobayashi Maru. And I got a coaster. Woo-hoo! All right, there it is.
Wow.
There it is, Star Trek Wines and Spirits. You can see their info, and we've talked about it before. We're looking forward to having the two guys on the show. Howard and Craig has said that they will be on the show, on the Triple B, to talk about the wine product and what they have going on at Star Trek Wines and Spirits. I was also able to procure a limited number, and I don't even know how many specifically, if there were 50 of them or 80 of them or less, but Casey Biggs is the guy's name. He's the actor who played the Cardassian Damar on Deep Space Nine. And they did a deal with him where you buy the collector's edition when it comes with a big box that opens up display case, and you get the info placard signed. So I ended up getting one. It says to Mark for Cardassia, Casey Biggs, as known as Leggett Damar, and he's one of the 4 in the Rat Pack. So looking forward to hearing their show again tonight. Additionally, with that piece specifically, I opted for some photo ops this year, gentlemen. Yeah, Nico's. I'm glad we got that on camera. Yes. So I got one with the Rat Pack. And so it's Casey Biggs, Jeffrey Combs, Vaughn Armstrong, and Max Grodenchik. And Dan, because my mom and dad were also here this year, had to bring Senior to the show because he's never been to a con, and I figured, well, William Shatner's getting a little old, so might as well get him here before he decides to leave this planet. So, got a photo up with the Shat. Yep. Had both of those earlier today. When I get the digital versions, we'll share them. And I gave the photos, because they print them off about an hour after your photo op with the talent. So I gave both of those to him to treasure and hold forever and ever.
Get her
But you'll notice, what? Oh, you got a question?
No, I was going to tell you, I hate to tell you, but Shatner has already left the planet. He's been to space.
Yeah, but he came back. That's his first mistake.
You just said before he left the planet. I'm just letting you know. Anyway. I'm sorry. I'll go.
Where you live.
You're in Vegas. You'll forget by the time you get back.
I got connections. Murder Bird's up there. Don't know if JS just ripped that in half or if it slipped out of his hand. Or if he's going to shoot it. I don't know what's going on. He did. He ripped it in half. Okay.
Hercules.
Come on! Yeah. Oh my God!
JS. I was going to say, JS, if you're going to drink that one's pretty good. Local Geek Tonight had that in What's on Tap round 1 tonight. It is the Pseudo Sioux. So.
Sioux!
I can't do it.
Trying to rip the top off.
Yeah, that's what.
Can't do it.
It's because Howard didn't say the thing. That's why.
That.
I'd say it now, but I mean, I wasn't expecting him to get to what's on tap round 3.
He's thirsty and pissed. Of course he's going to get to round 3. Come on.
At this rate, he might get through IPA Appreciation Month faster than all the rest of us.
In one night.
What a trooper.
Alrighty. Gentlemen, we have the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company Sioux Pale Ale. Brewing it up with history, FIDL Field Museum. They spell things weird. Pale Ale showcases the Citra hop, a well-balanced beer that is delicate in body with a mild bitterness in the finish. Ferocious hops aromas of citrus and mango give a refreshing taste that is just bright with enough bite.
Speaking of bitter, look who's back.
He's been on What's on Tap 2 this whole time.
Well,
I'm now on.
JS is on what's on tap round 3.
Okay.
Did you pick up another lot?
Nothing wrong with What's on Tap taking that long. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Cool.
I've been speeding up the process.
Another latte. What? Margarita. What? A Bloody Mary. What? A second latte. What? Okay, I'm getting my other one.
You need some more IPA in your diet, Kidder.
Ah.
What do you think, JS?
I think it's still an IPA, but not quite as smooth as that citrus dive. It's got a little bit more of the Christmas tree going on. It's not a bad beer. I'm going to kind of right between the first two, like 2.7 maybe. It's really smooth. I can taste the citrus in there. I'm a huge citrus and beer fan during the summer. The more citrus, the better, in my opinion, as long as there's still beer in it. But I don't mind. I would take one of these over the good majority of other IPAs, with maybe the exception so far of that citrus dive. I like that one a little bit better than this one, but this isn't bad at all.
Well, since we're still on What's on Tap, I got one right here. And this one I happen to find in the cooler. It is the new Gin Juice. Snoop Dogg, Double Jizzle, and Dr. Dre. This is the Gin and Juice Passion Fruit with the purple Little Rider on the can. It's 5.9% alcohol by volume. There's a parental advisory on the can. So this is probably good for all of us.
Passion fruit.
Yeah. It's gin, weird, right? With real juice, passion fruit, pineapple, ginger, and natural flavors. So let's pop this thing open. I'm waiting for like a puff of smoke to come out of the top.
It just
Laid
goes,
back.
Choose. When you open it. Like a bush.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna get another surprise guest. The father-in-law might be popping into the show.
Thought you were gonna say that the chickens were roosting.
That's not what we call it.
Oh yeah. This is weird. It's kind of like a seltzer without as much of the static. So there's that. Like, it's pretty smooth. Obviously, the two of those lagers before drinking this thing's kind of messed with the flavor profile. But it's similar to a seltzer because the flavor, the passion fruit, you can smell it, but the taste is very, very minimal. Maybe it's because I'm not laid back.
Got his mind on his money, and his money on his mind.
Thank you for shaking your head at that.
No mas. No mas, please.
No mas. It's after you have a few sips, like a quarter of the can, you get a little bit more flavor. So you can't really go wrong with the 5.9% alcohol in it, I suppose. Doesn't taste like straight static or gasoline. I'll give you that. Yeah. Big D, you got another latte to tell us about?
Same one as before.
Okay.
Because, yeah, again, Monday, caffeine, and it's 900 degrees outside. I don't want to. There's like a Starbucks like across the street, but it is really friggin' hot, and
They didn't sponsor this.
I don't want to go outside. I really want to argue about what you just said, Kidder, but I couldn't hear a thing you said. Nothing came through.
I don't know
What?
What?
What? I was saying Starbucks. Can we say that? Can we really say that? Is that a name? They don't sponsor us. Can we say that? Also, I'd like to mention that right now in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's sunny and 109 degrees.
Gross.
What is your dew point?
Stand by. I need to open a new window for that. Stand by.
While he's doing that,
Dew point is 40. It's actually a heat index of 103.
Up to 40
No,
here?
it's colder in Vegas than here right now.
What?
The air's so dry, the
I'm
heat
pulling up
index
Eel
is lower
Metar
than
up
the
here.
temperature.
It is 109. Yeah, the dew point is 40. That's atrocious for here, making the relative humidity 9%. Heat index of 103. That's right. The heat index is lower than the actual air temperature of 109.
I'd call that a bit dry.
I'm very parched. I need a drink.
I just pulled up Eel Metar over here. Temperature 32, dew point 25. That is Celsius. So for all you people who don't speak metric, that is a temperature of 90 and a dew point of 77. For a relative humidity of, oh my God.
paint the air.
Yeah, right?
Oh, he's muting himself. Whatever the hell that was. Just roll out the barrel. We're talking Star Trek wine. Big D, that sounds appealing to you, right? Star Trek wine, Star Trek alcohol.
Of course. What are you new?
Yeah. So at the captain's table, that's something that you have to get on the list for. There's a select number of bottles batched by expert distillers, and we got the opportunity to not only get it, but to also taste test it last year. And we did the reveal of the actual bottle and everything. Comes with the coin on the top, the captain's table coin. Brought the captain's table coin down here to Las Vegas, Nevada. And yes, special tasting session with upcoming products, including what's right here behind me. This is what they're calling the bartender in a box from Star Trek Wine and Spirits. This whole thing, it folds out, folds down. It's supposed to light up and make sounds. I got to look into the charging or have JS rip it apart and fix it. But the whole front folds down as well, and it comes with 3 bottles, a bourbon, a gin, and a white rum. There's little LED plates on the bottom, light up the bottles. You basically pull that into a potty, open it up, it makes the Star Trek sounds and everything, and then it's good. And my wife happened to actually win that because she was there. She's giving me the stink eye from off camera. She's going to kill me in my sleep tonight. What?
It was a random choice.
Yes, it was a random draw out of the 24 or 29 people who were in attendance. We were all counted down like sheep. And then a random number generator picked the number that she was given. And so we got to take this thing home. It has a USB-C charger in the back to make the lights and the sound go. I charged it, had it plugged in for a good 6 hours. For whatever reason, it's not making the sound. So it is a prototype. It's not the actual finished product with the liquor bottles in it and whatnot, but it's a great concept. I feel that there needs to be like the little spears for your, olives or pickles or whatever you want to put in your drinks that go with the drinks. Needs the spears, needs some cocktail napkins, branded. And I'm sure a couple other things. I mean, what would you guys put in a bartender in a box aside from the liquor?
So yeah, like you said, the little lightsaber things that would go along with the theming, and then I'm assuming the sound is of a teleporter, right? That's a teleporter whoosh.
Teleporter.
Well,
It's kind of like the original series sound where the transporter is like booting up to begin the transport process. The activation sounds, and then as you open it, makes some more of the sounds, kind of the bridge sounds of the scanners scanning.
That's pretty cool.
And it's a very beautiful box with especially how they have the reflectivity inside of it to really illuminate. And then through the deltas on the front, you can see that's where the bottles sit. And of course, they glow once it opens up. But
they give anticipated retail price on that bad boy with the bottles?
No retail price yet because it's still a prototype on it. However, we were able to taste not only batch 5 of the captain's table, which I procured. Got to get a bottle, and I'm going to open this sumbitch, unlike batch number 1. Howard's like, yeah, I'm sure you're going to open it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Maybe when he comes to visit. Maybe when Big D comes to visit. You need some tasty Star Trek whiskey, don't you?
Heck yeah.
He's
that's I'm sitting here listening to you recount all that, and I'm just one thing's going through my mind. Dang, that captain's table is a hell of a lot more interesting than my captain's table.
Yeah,
because
it's legit.
Technically, I have one right here, and it's got a whole bunch of American and Korean coins that I need to get rid of. So,
yeah, I mean,
not enough bourbon.
We do have coins, but they're the specific coins that come in the cork from the bottom. And so very specific captain's table emblem there to get in. So there's really a select group of people, especially who come to the con. But then we got to sample the white rum, which oddly enough to me, after sampling the whiskey, it tasted somewhat like vodka because it was a white clear rum. And I hate rum. You guys know that. So it was very interesting to taste. The gin was very powerful, but it was also smooth. So it would go fantastic with some kind of a mixer. And then the bourbon that came with it was a little bit more abrasive, but, more of the bourbon tones that you would expect versus, a whiskey. They're also coming out with a couple more lines of Romulan ale. So something to look forward to here in the future. But it's pretty cool. Star Trek Wine and Spirits, you see it up there. It's been hanging out right here. And hopefully in the near future, we can have those guys on the show. And they'll be able to tell us more about everything that they're doing, all the products. But if you want blood wine, which I have had, they sell the blood wine. They're also coming out with a 2-pack. So it'll be in a similar packaging like this, where it'll have the display case and then has a couple mini batleths. And then bottles of
nice.
wine. Yeah. Howard remembers the mini batleth.
The one who gave it to you. Of course I remember the mini batleth.
That's why I like throwing it out there. So there's no confusion. Anyway, StarTrekWines.com or StarTrekSpirits.com. You can get your own selection there. As you know, in the Rio Hotel and Casino, Penn and Teller have been performing their comedy routine for over 25 years in the theater here. And I got to go when I'm able. I love their show. Fantastic. It's different every time. And last year, we were able to get to see Penn and Teller's Fool Us, a taping for TV, which was very different because if you've never sat through a taping for a television show, it is very long. The show is like 4 hours. But that's fine because you're just hanging out, having a good time. And was able to see the actual show on Friday night. Got the tickets. They're performing here. And picked up the T-shirt, which is kind of an exclusive that is the Fool Us T-shirt. So happy to pick that up. Support it. Figured we've been to a Fool Us taping. Got to get the T-shirt. And then I also picked up an autographed poster because Penn and Teller have been performing as a duo for over 50 years. So who knows when they're going to retire? If I can get an autographed poster, bam, there it is. Good to go. So yeah. You guys like Lego, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a company, Mini Trek MOCs. And I'll pop this up right here. That's what they're called, Mini Trek MOCs. These guys came up with the ability instructions. So you buy the instructions for like $4 to $8, and then it gives you a parts list for Lego that you need. You order them directly. You get the parts. You can build starships, shuttles, space stations, whatever, from the Star Trek universe. And there's a little bit more of the information for it. And again, real interesting because you can get the instructions to build your favorite starships or space stations. In that case, they had a convention exclusive where, Big D, did you ever come to the Star Trek experience when it was at the Hilton here in Vegas?
I've only ever been to Vegas once, and I think it was already closed up by then.
Gotcha. So I think 2008 or 2009 would have been when they closed it down. Shut it down! As John Taffer likes to say.
Yeah, I rolled in there in the beginning of 2010, so yeah, I missed it.
So you just missed. You got to be quicker than that, Big D. You got to be quicker than that. Anyway, yeah, it was awesome when it was open because they had a huge Star Trek museum and timeline. So it's not only props from the show, all of the props of every series, but then the actual timeline of when things happen throughout the universe from, the space race in the 60s all the way through, at that time it would have been, they started adding on, so just before the 2009 movie came out. So it had everything through Enterprise on the timeline. Up in the ceiling, giant models of Voyager, of the Enterprise D, and the refit Enterprise from the motion picture. I mean, we're talking models that were as big as this room. So very cool, and they were lit. They were show quality. Below that was Quark's bar and the promenade, so you could go down and have a warp core breach alcoholic drink for $50. Enough alcohol for 4 people, or if you're doing this show for one of us.
JS.
And of course, they put the dry ice in there, and then bubbles, and the smoke comes out, and it's blue and everything. It was really cool. Anyway, roundabout way, this group made the shuttlecraft that was used in one of the exhibits, one of the rides that you would take part in when you would go to the experience, Star Trek The Experience, the Klingon Encounter. You'd hop aboard a shuttle and then you'd end up having to take it back in time, like Huey Lewis in the News, to get back to Vegas so then you can come out and go back to the promenade. It's really cool. And then the other
That's really neat.
added in like 2004, 2005 was the Borg encounter in a 4D. So you put on glasses at one point and officers are getting snatched out of the hallway as the Borg are assimilating them. It was really cool. Yeah. Also, I sat through a panel on the experience with one of the employees who is an actor from before it opened all the way till when it closed. So she was the longest actor on the exhibit. And then they had one of the other guys who had been there forever as well. They were talking about some of the secrets and behind the scenes because, of course, it's a big sound stage that they transformed into a bridge set, a hallway, a transporter room, and whatnot. The transporter room, 4 horsemen, the transporter was set up to go through a safety brief like you're going on a ride, like any other ride on the strip, roller coaster, or whatever. And then the lights go out, and the walls would actually raise around you, and that would create an air suction to whoosh that would pretend to be the... They didn't know it was going to do that, but it ended up being a transporter effect, so that it felt like you beamed up, pitch black around you. The cool thing about it, when the lights came on, you're standing in the transporter room, you're on the Enterprise D, and then the ride continues. They said David Copperfield came in with his crew to experience that and try and figure out how it was done because it was more of a magic trick than what he could perform, and they couldn't figure out how they did it. Which
That
is pretty
was a
amazing.
Sorry.
I missed it. You cut out, but
I said that was an amazing story, Kidder.
thanks.
I heard all. I would love to say that my brain registered everything you said. However, I was also having another conversation. But I'm glad that you got to see the bridge and Copperfield came out, and it was a great time.
All right.
Well, those are the Quest Note version.
Yes, the AI of the Triple B. There's definitely artificial intelligence there.
Teacher Howard, you missed your cue.
Sorry. I was not expecting us to get to what's on tap. Round 4. Ridiculous.
Voodoo Ranger Peach Force Imperial Peach IPA. New Bell Company. 9.5 alcohol by volume. Holy am I going to be drunk?
Slow down, JS. Slow down.
Is all that's on this, but this one is actually pretty freaking good. Why have I said the last 3 IPAs have actually been good? I hate IPAs.
You have just clearly
All the
been
IPA is
drinking
numbing your
the-
taste buds.
I was going to say, he's just clearly been drinking the wrong IPAs. Clearly, when you let Howard pick your IPAs, they're better.
So I'm not going to lie. This tastes like a peach latte with extra Christmas tree.
Look at Big D's face.
Big D, you've never
Trying to wrap my head
had
around that.
a Bush peach latte?
Can't say that I have. Peach
Okay,
and
well, Busch
latte, it doesn't seem like it would go well together.
Okay, well, Bush Latte makes a peach beer that's actually pretty freaking good. Wow. But
Howard needs to start selling subscription boxes to JS just for beer selections.
That's how we get fun to this show. We just came up with
There
a
you go.
great idea.
No, that's my idea.
Oh, this tastes
You get
like
minus 20% profits. You gotta pay us.
I'll take 30. I'll take 35 and run.
It's a licensing deal. That means you gotta pay us.
as long as I get my
Intellectual
3%.
properties.
You gotta pay $1 in perpetuity until I make my 20% back, and then it's just
We'll give you free shipping on the house.
free shipping.
So it's like Bush Latte Peach, but with extra Christmas tree. It's not terrible. It's an IPA, so we got to throw that caveat in there. It's not terrible, but it's really it's on par with the Citrus Dive, like 2.9 maybe. Not quite Citrus Dive. That Citrus Dive was really smooth for an IPA. This one's, you can really taste the peach. I would drink a second, possibly third one of these in a single sitting if I was on my own.
Then be laying on the floor afterwards.
Or I think
we've nailed the subscription box for changing a beat up tire in the heat, and you might like IPAs. That's that box in the name.
Very specific.
Yes, situational boxes.
For those of you living in the southwest of the U.S. or Korea, get this box.
Yes.
I'm gonna live in Korea for another 3 days, so I'll wait.
Are you forced to work in the heat? Do you hate IPA? Well, here's a box that you might not think tastes like.
Gotta take it a spot of bites.
It's inspiring.
There's a slow burner.
It sounds like he just sold himself on another box.
I need another one.
Well, on this,
$89.99.
on this,
on sale.
yeah. Anyway, on this interesting new business plan discovery that we have just made, thanks to Rude Boy Kyle, Kidder, you've been talking for quite a while, but it's time that we start to wrap this show up because it's Sunday and some of us have to work in the morning. So, with that, it's time to bring this to a close with some cheap plugs. The Dodge 3500.
With a fresh new tire.
It gets around, you know what I'm saying?
Right click mute.
I was gonna say
Where's the friggin'
I don't want to mute him remotely, but
There you go. There you go. All right. Well,
Let me hear your cheap hair plugs.
for that I pass it to Big D.
Cheap plugs.
Cheaper
the hair
plugs.
plug for men.
Eat the fish.
Oh, cheap hair plugs. I didn't hear that part. Screw you all. My hair. Au natural.
Except clearly we're in the mirror universe because you usually don't have the goatee. So
I know. I haven't been working 12 days, so grown it out. This will be going away tomorrow or the day after.
listen, after the slip up on the earlier Star Trek reference I tried to make, I'll take that. I should get credit that I got that one.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
Percentage. Small steps.
Anyway, get it.
We're cheaping.
We're cheaping.
Plugging.
Well, we should be.
Oh, okay. Well, here's a fun fact. I have been sharing the triple Venus everywhere that I can, all over this great city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Over there, over there, over there, up here, down there. It's been happening everywhere. Woo! I feel like I'm high flying, jet flying, and stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun. I was even wearing the Triple B apparel across the great city of Las Vegas, Nevada, sharing the good word with people, going to beerbluesbs.com. Woo! Styling and profiling. Thanks to Rude Boy Kyle for wanting to say that. So I got to add in a woo for that. But beerbluesbs.com right here on the shirt. Make sure you stop by. Visit it. You can buy a shirt. Support us. Big D. Cheering and bittering. Sure. Let's do it. In fact, Big D, I'm calling you out, brother. You right now, Big D. You. Why have you not picked up a piece of the Big D Business Center merch? Why are you not wearing a shirt, a pint glass, a shower curtain, anything? A Big D branded Business Center. What? Howard's pondering?
I just want to know how he's going to wear a pint glass.
On his head. Obviously. It's a decoration. No answer. He's speechless.
No, I did answer, but as usual, you were flapping your gums there, kidder. The Big D merch, things break when you move. I don't want to get things broken. No, if I got the shower curtain, I would probably get arrested because you've seen the shower curtain design.
Because children are around? Is that what you're saying? You're going to have to register? Are you within 1,000 feet of a school? What?
No, but I don't want to cause an international incident here.
Oh, an international incident. Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, what about a Triple B shirt then? Yep. Well, at least he's honest, folks. Thank you very much, Big D. Just like everybody else apparently watching this, because we've sold like 5 shirts total since we started the show over 3.5 years ago. And so you need to pick up the internet, the whole internet, go to beerbluesbs.com and click on merch and buy a shirt, buy a pint glass, help us out. We can't do it without you keeping us going on this whole thing because it's, yeah. Hey, Rude Boy Kyle doing the math in the chat. 1.4 shirts a year. We're above average. It's above 100%, right? Wait, that's not how math works. Maybe we should have no, we don't want Big D sales pitching this thing. It's going to just take a turn for the worse. He doesn't buy anything anyway. All right. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. Streamlabs.com/ just a regular slash, a forward slash, Beer Blues BS. Beer Blues BS. Go there. You can purchase some other merch. We've got a bunch of other varieties on there, but also you can donate to the show. You can subscribe. It's as little as $1 a month. Subscribe on there. Help us keep the show going. It's on there anytime, anywhere, available, and we'd love for you to join us on there to help us fund this show. And streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. All these URLs and links are in the notes, so you can head on down to your show notes or just type it in and help us out. Otherwise, what else do we got? Facebook, Instagram, all the audio platforms, including Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, Stitcher, IMDb, Player FM, iHeartRadio. How about Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts? We're on all the podcast services. They're available to you for free, so please click the sub button. Please click the thumbs up, because we couldn't do this without you. JS is getting ready for number 5. Yeah, he's shotgunning now. He's at just a little bit that's left. So we're getting ready to go.
You should turn your video off so we don't have to testify.
Sorry, somebody must have muted me from the dinging. I apologize.
What? Why would anybody do that?
I'm sorry. That was not intentional. I am at like 27% alcohol right now, so there's a wee bit of beer in me. But thankfully, I'm on private land.
That's where it comes into factor.
Yes. So there's nothing wrong.
Just.com.
Nothing wrong with drinking in pasture.
Get a beerbluesbs.com and buy us a beer because JS is going to drink it all. And hey, that's your ticket. That's your ticket right there to the IPA, or build us a beer and ship it out to you. However, Howard and AI want to make that and create a thumbnail, because I'm sure it's going to be a thing. We can make it happen. All right, so we've mentioned all the things. Like, share, subscribe, donate. Please help us because we need the help. Final thoughts. Let's go around the room. Local Geek is no longer here, so his thoughts that he's asleep, hopefully. Next up on the list, Howard Blues, who was here next?
Actually, I was here first because somebody had to start this meeting. Final thoughts, Kidder. It sounds like you've had a great time in Vegas. I
doesn't work. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can say that. I'll share that yesterday we took my kids to Clark the Lark's birthday party because it was in a park nearby. Had a pretty good time. They got to do some bounce houses, eat some cupcakes, have some pizza, and my son got to see mascots, and he's a big fan of those. So we had a great time with that. And yeah, that's about it. I'm glad that IPA Appreciation Month is underway and that JS so far is enjoying the selections. We'll get to see how Kidder feels about them when he joins back with us next week. Looking forward to that.
I'm going to love them. I also
it'll be good.
Point out that the Rio has been upgraded in the past year completely on the outside, the pool area, and they're working on the rest of the interior. But you can see the light show as it's going by. Still enough light outside, so not the easiest to see over here, but as you stare at it long enough, you can see the show is going. Yes. All right. Howard had his final thoughts. Let's see. Who is next?
Kyle.
All right. Rude Boy, final thoughts, brother.
Yeah, it was awesome to be here. Glad you're having an excellent time at the con. And, yeah, looking forward to being back again. And happy IPA Appreciation Month to all of yous. So I'll be sure to pick up one for the next
We
show.
need a palate cleanser for that. Shot of whiskey. What were you saying, Rude Boy?
Oh, I was just saying I was going to make sure I pick up another IPA for the next iteration and the next show, so I can partake in the appreciation.
Okay, we'll see you next week then. Apparently. Next on the list, Brother Nico.
Thanks for having me. For all of you who celebrate happy IPA Awareness Month. And
yes, it sounds like an STD, because that's what it is. IPAs.
And yeah, like I said, thanks for having me on, and we'll see y'all next time.
Looking forward to it. Obviously, the open invitation anytime you guys join whenever you can. That's how she goes. Let's see. Who kicked down the tavern door first? I believe that was JS Gunslinger.
I was the very lucky to come into this podcast here tonight.
I call Big D the very last one because he left. So clearly he lost his space because I did not hear the quack back, seat back, or whatever the hell it is.
All right. So, do you want the philosophical good dad advice, or just want the random that I come up with?
Both.
Both.
Oh, okay. All right. I may have stole this one from another podcaster, but I thought it was good. So, there's a lot of people in the world, and it's easy to hate. Surround yourself with good people. And I forgot the rest, but it was good.
Words of wisdom to live by.
I had it, but I forgot it. Anyway, sorry, Future Howard.
I'll come back to you for that one.
I'll have
That's
it down
okay.
better.
You've got the opportunity to beep yourself. All you got to do is press the horn. There you go. Future Howard's got some clips to use.
Like I said, there's a lot of people in the world, and it's easy to hate. But if you surround yourself with good people, like the ones we have on the show tonight, it makes life a lot easier. When you hate people, when you dwell on that, it takes up your time. It just makes you miserable. And that person that you don't want anything to do with just ends up taking up the majority of your time. And they're not worth that. So instead of that, tell them to go themselves, move on from it, and then spend some time with your kids. If you don't have kids, spend some time with a significant other. And if you don't have that, then go grab an IPA and pound that.
Waiting to hear you say taking something to Pound Town. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a little up there, so that's what I got. I was tempted to hit round 5, but I'm gonna save that for next episode.
Okay. All right. I mean, you can have round 5. That's okay.
I'm gonna save it. I might have round 5, but if I do, it's gonna be a Yingling or a Summer Shandy because I have a 12-pack of that in the fridge too.
You should probably have one of those. Those are like 2% alcohol, so have one of those.
I will take your advice, kidder. And as soon as I get done hooking up this trailer, I will have a Summer Shandy.
He's gonna end up with a hole in his tailgate.
Game on!
Here we go. How she rolls.
Here's the live extra content of where's the backup camera? How many tries is it going to take to get up to the trailer now?
I don't have one.
Speaking of a guy, 5 rounds, a guy who's done 5 rounds with a koala, Big D. Final thoughts.
I have? Well, just for the hell of it, here's a Korean lesson for you. Kapinin saranghayo, gimyuil migoge kayo, kamsamnida, annyeonghaseyo. Roughly translated, I love coffee. Thursday, I'm going back to the States. Thank you. Goodbye.
All right.
Sure, that's what you said. Future Howard's going to have to bleep all of that, I'm guessing, once I put it in through Google Translate.
It sounded like a K-pop song.
No, I am not hip enough to have anything to do with hip-hop.
Well, Gangnam Style it is. Howard wants to get out of here. JS is trying to connect the trailer. And I'll announce the chance to see if we got her. You gave her.
Not on the first shot.
We're all waiting for the camera angle that shows it.
I just had to pick the trailer up and hook it up.
Oh, I thought it was like a big trailer.
No.
Hey, size doesn't
Not
matter.
like a
Kyle.
boss.
All right, gentlemen, it has been a great time. I appreciate the offer and the invite. Have a great night.
Good night, JS.
Good luck there, JS. Have fun in the yard, all right? So, with JS successfully connecting the trailer on the first attempt. It's time to get the hell on out of here. Watch the show at the Rio, some thunderstorms off to the east, and more fun on this side of things anyway. So, for all of us here at the Triple B, there's free beer tomorrow. Keep your glass at least half full. Get that crap out of here, Howard. What is that? Get that.
It's what I built during the course of the show. Yeah.
What is that, a Sith legend?
Nah, it's just a statue, man. Don't overthink it.
A statue for you right here. Anyway, let's get on out of here before this gets even weirder. So, hope you have a great one. Thanks for being here, and we will catch you on down this convective Tuscan highway on the road to win. See you on the next episode of Beer, Blues, and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
All right.
Now turn off your lightsaber. I know you got one.
It's, I don't know if it made it through, but if it did, then
Okay.
It might get used in a comical way when I do the edit.
Nice. Kind of like the JS horn.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Perfect.
Okay, here's the hard part. I gotta back up a 6-foot trailer.
While slightly inebriated.
I don't know what slightly is, but I had like 4 of those IPAs.
That gives you 4 extra tries at getting the trailer in the right place.
And it's funnier because I'm driving a 3500 dually with a 6-foot mesh trailer behind me. Biggest pickup possible with a tiny trailer. One try. Look at that.
All right, my dudes, it's been real.
Yeah, it has been good, gents. Good to have everybody on. About to do this again sometime.
Would be great.
That work for you?
Sure does.
Oh, I got
That worked for you.
Good talking with everyone.
Good night,
We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Big D.
Get ready for
Well, it's afternoon now.
time.
Nah.